My name is Kevin Rasker. I'm an associate professor at the University of Arkansas. I'm also a resident of Skyline Drive. I live at 1110 North Skyline Drive. What I was hoping to do here is give the neighborhood, particularly the Skyline Drive community, a better sense of crime that's happening on Skyline in terms of the types of calls that the Fayetteville Police Department is receiving for reported crimes on Skyline. So what I'll do in this brief presentation is really go over police dispatches from 2019 to 2020 that are called specifically for Skyline. So first, some context. What you see here is a map of Skyline Drive, and you can see that it's pretty much a loop. There's no through traffic that comes through Skyline that would lead to another major road. If people are coming up to Skyline, they're really coming up because either they live on Skyline or they're coming to Mount Sequoia Center, which is in the center of the loop, or the cross overlook, which you can see in the map is designated by the cross in the lower southwest corner. There are 27 residential homes surrounding the Mount Sequoia Center. Those folks all reside on the outside of the circle. There are 3 entrances to come up to Skyline Drive. The first is the main entrance, the north entrance on Assembly. This is where most people come up to Skyline. The second is the south entrance on Texas Way. And the third is a far less used entrance in a little side street that comes off of Assembly Drive in the northeast corner. So how often is crime reported on Skyline Drive? So between January 1st, 2019 and October 31st, 2020, there were 31 calls to the Fayetteville Police Department for crimes occurring on Skyline. This is approximately a call about 1.4 times per month over this period of time. So these are the different types of crime that are reported on Skyline Drive, and you can see this is broken down by percentage. So we have things like loitering, just general disturbance, shots heard, intoxicated driver, which is the most prevalent reported crime, suicide threat, which is second, welfare concern, traffic complaint, indecent exposure, trespassing, suspicious activity, drugs, hit and run, parking problem, harassment, loud party, armed person, noise, or loitering. So you can kind of get a sense in terms of what folks up here are calling the Fayetteville Police Department for. So when is this crime reported on Skyline? So maybe a bit counterintuitively, you can see that the crime is pretty even across seasons. So during this time period, we have 9 reported incidences in spring, 7 in summer, 7 in fall, and 8 in winter. So it's pretty consistent across the year. Now, here's where it's not consistent in terms of time of day. So between the hours of 6 a.m. and 12 p.m., we have 1 reported crime in total over the 2-year period. Between 12 p.m. and 10 p.m., we have 13 crimes reported. And between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., we have 17. So most of the crimes that are being reported later at night or later in the evening. An important thing to keep in mind is that what people who don't live up here are often coming up here for, meaning the Cross Overlook or Mount Sequoia Center, are both closed at 10 p.m. So that's something to think about as we get further into these data. So where is crime being reported on Skyline? Whenever someone makes a call to the Fayetteville Police Department, they report where the purported crime is occurring. So there's always an address listed with the call. And you can see that of the 31 calls made to the Fayetteville Police Department, 19 come on the west side of the mountain. And this again is where the cross overlook is located. So roughly 61.3%. Only 3 calls happen on the other side of the mountain, because there's really nothing over there except for residential homes. On the south part of Skyline, we had 5 calls, about 16.13%. And on the north, about 4 calls, 12.9%. So we can see that the overwhelming number of calls for crimes committed are on the west side of the mountain, particularly near the cross overlook. So what are some conclusions we can draw from this? Reported crime on Skyline Drive includes both violent and non-violent crimes. So you'll see in that listing of calls, we have things like loitering, but we also have things like armed person. So we have violent and non-violent crime. Reported crime occurs similarly across seasons, but most often in the afternoon and after 10 p.m. Reported crime also predominantly occurs on the west side of the mountain near the cross overlook. So when the neighborhood does come together to discuss some of these issues, I think it's important to know what the data actually say so that we're more informed in our discussions as a neighborhood and with Mount Sequoia Center. With that said, I hope found this of help, and if you want to discuss it further, have any further questions, just contact me, 1110 North Skyline Drive. Thank you.